we need to talk. The Nitro 5 is back. Hello guys, it's Talia. The Nitro 5 has made a comeback. It's an unexpected one. As you might know, Acer have two gaming lines. They have the top of the line Predator range and the more affordable Nitro range. And in the Nitro line, the star of the show has always been the Nitro 5 laptop. The 5 part of the Nitro 5 never really made sense, so this year it got renamed as the Nitro 16 or 17, depending on which screen size you choose. Makes sense so far, until today, because now the Nitro 5 it's back. Same design, same build, and processor from 2022 when it launched, but now with NVIDIA's 40 series cards inside. This is actually a really good thing, and I will get into that in a second, but first, I just need to have a little word with Acer privately. You're listening, okay? What are you doing to me? You just fixed the naming system. It was complicated, but then you simplified it, you made it make sense, and I told everyone how great it was, but now I just look dumb. Because there's no system anymore. It's the 15, 16, 17. We're bringing the 5 back, so just don't do this again, please. Or I'm gonna have to start making up my own names, okay? Anyway, this you have seen before because it's the same as the 2022 version, so I'm not gonna bore you with all the details, just some of the details. So inside we have a 12th generation Intel Core processor, a H processor, so powerful stuff, an i5 or an i7. There is also an i9 version available too, but I think to make the most of the price, the i5 or the i7 makes the most sense here. There's up to 32 gigabytes of DDR5 RAM, up to 2 terabytes of RAID 0 SSD storage, and a panel that's up to Quad HD with a 165 Hz refresh rate. Basically, really solid in all areas. So yeah, it makes sense because it would be a shame not to bring it back. And interestingly, when these came out a year ago, this build had such a big jump from the old red Nitros, I think that's the easiest way of calling them, in terms of the cooling and performance. So the fact that 30 series were put into this laptop, it was no problem at all. If anything, it could handle more. There was always room to upgrade because the maximum power in the Nitro 5 was enough to fully power not just the 30 series cards, but the 40 series cards now too. And with these 40 series cards, you have beautiful ray tracing, fantastic frame rates with either 4050 or 4060 card, and up to 8 gigabytes of video memory. And that makes sense because they're the more budget friendly of the new cards, and we're sticking them into a device that is really made to be budget friendly because of the 12th gen Intel Core processor. 12th gen is not old by any means. I'm still running a gaming laptop with an 8th generation processor. If that's embarrassing, I don't know, I don't care. Tech is expensive, okay?
Let's talk about the gaming. So the model I was using was with an i7, specifically the 12650H 10-core processor and NVIDIA's 4060. I was playing Cyberpunk in Quad HD with ultra settings and ray tracing on, where I got between 50 and 60 frames per second. Honestly, this was pretty impressive. DLSS was on auto, so props to NVIDIA for that, which means this would be an easy 75 frames per second in high settings too. The laptop also stayed nice and cool as well. You know when it's made by the company that also make Predator, who are like the kings of custom cooling, you're going to be well looked after. It has dual fans, quad exhausts, and all of this is controllable through the onboard NitroSense app. The Nitro 5s have really upped their game when it comes to cooling in the past few years. There you can also play around with the lighting as the keyboard is 4-zone RGB backlit. What else is there? The ports. You have a great port selection with 3 USB 3.2s, gigabit Ethernet, and all the chunky ports like the charging cables and displays with the HDMI 2.1 and Thunderbolt 4 are all kept around the back. Easy, nice and tidy cable management. Let's wrap this up.
So they've taken what the people want, which is better graphics, and realistically, what's going to be the biggest jump from PC gaming last year to this year is the graphics card. Sorry Intel, no offense. And they put them in a shell that's more cost effective for better value for money, which is also what the people want. I think it's a fantastic idea. Let people game and not get bankrupt. That's what I always say. Actually, for reference, the entry-level i5 with the 4050 inside will be priced at around £1,000. Hell yeah. And these will be hitting the stores incredibly soon, if not already by the time I edit this video. So let me know what you think of the new old Nitro 5. See, I told you I'd make up my own name. And I'll see you next time. Bye guys. I think I have time to play a few games. Buttons.